Hello, my name is Vincent Bruneau. I'm the founder and CEO of Magency. Not so long ago, I worked as a magician and my goal was to entertain my spectators. It could be anywhere, on stage, in the street, or on television. This was an exciting and enriching experience for me. 10 years later, with the wave of a magic wand, I became the CEO of a tech company. I don't feel like I have changed my job. I just feel like I'm doing it differently. My goal is still the same. I want to capture the audience's attention and pass on a message. In fact, I believe we all have the same job. We may do it differently, but our goals are the same. We want to create a connection with the audience, win their attention, get into their hearts and minds, and promote our ideas. All of you have a black envelope that was given to you, right? Please take that envelope and don't open it. Now, I would like all of you to stand up. Go ahead, stand up. Come on, don't be afraid. I can still see some people in the back. Don't be shy, stand up. Perfect. I'm looking for a person who is hard to influence and difficult to read. I don't believe in serendipity, but I do believe in coincidences. Please hold your hands in front of you with the envelope in one of them, left or right, right or left. I'm not looking. I will even turn my head to the right, to your left, that is, because it's the opposite way for you. And then maybe I will do the right things to influence your decisions. Let's see. You might have noticed that I said the word right several times. That might have influenced some of you. So if you are holding the envelope in your right hand, please sit down. If the person on your right is still standing, please sit down. Now, think of a two-digit number. Is everybody ready? If you thought of an even number, please sit down. If you thought of number 37, sit down as well. Some people are still standing. Rebels, huh? All right. I will ask you one more question. Have you ever been to a very boring conference or meeting? If the answer is yes, please sit down. Okay. The person standing closest to the stage, please join me on stage. Let's give him a round of applause. What is your name, sir?
Well, my name is Vincent Bruneau, and being a magician is not about mastering tricks. I think it would be nice if I can have my presentation right there. Being a magician is not about mastering tricks, it's not about mastering sleight of hands, it's not about mastering misdirection, it's a mindset. So, oh sorry, it's magic. So, a magician does not only attract your attention, he captures it. And his goal is to push you to focus on something very small to make it the most incredible things you've never seen in your life. So I'm here today to talk about three important things. One, how do you capture attention from a magician point of view? Second, how can you use this approach to your event, on your communication? And three, how do you connect with your audience? So capturing attention from a magician's point of view. Well, have you seen this movie, The Matrix? I'm sure at some point we have seen this movie. And there is a scene, a very simple scene that anyone can relate to inside the movie, which is the scene where the main actors has to choose between the red pill and the blue pill. And I'm sure we can relate to that because we have all experienced what is free will, what is free choice, and also the fear of the unknown. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to be what's happened if I choose the red pill or if I choose the blue pill? And this is where let me introduce you what I call the peak of attention. And for that, I would like to involve you into a process. So, like I said, I don't believe into serendipity, but I do believe into coincidences. And just right there, I got a ball and a small paper ball. I'm going to throw that ball. Somebody's going to catch that ball and is going to throw the ball to somebody else. And the third person who catch that ball is going to join me on stage. Are you ready for that? Here we are. Don't fight. It's just right there. Yes, you can grab that ball and throw that ball to somebody else. Just you can throw it to somebody else. Yeah, go for it. So, okay, excellent. And then you can throw that to somebody else. Here we are. So I think you can stand up. We can give a big round of applause. Sir, just come on stage. Thank you. Welcome. So, what is your name?
Imre.
Imre, what is your favorite number? Just like that, your favorite number?
4.
4, okay, good. Just to know you better, you know. Thank you. I can have that on my back pocket. And just, it's a process, huh? So it's very easy to understand. Just right there on my pocket, I got an envelope. And I'm so confident about what's going to happen in a few seconds that I've predicted everything inside that envelope. So it's not a red pill, it's not a blue pill, but I got 2 bags right there.
Okay.
I got one red bag and one blue bag. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to choose one. Do you want the red bag or do you want the blue bag?
Blue bag.
You sure about that? Okay?
Yes.
So easy, like I say, very easy. Just right there inside, you just grab that only piece of paper. Can you please open the paper and please read it out loud?
Keep the bag that you have chosen and smash the other bag.
Keep the bag you have chosen and smash the other one. So can you please?
Okay.
So you take the red bag and you smash it. Yeah. Perfect. So right now, if I don't show you what is inside the blue bag, you might get a little bit frustrated, right?
Yes.
And this is where I will have captured all your attention, right? Well, let me introduce you to the peak of attention. Thank you so much. You can keep it, go back home. Few issues at the airport, but it's fine, you know, like. So, how does it work? Well, I didn't come on that stage today to show you magic tricks, honestly. I want to show you, it's a process, it's an emotional process, and my goal here is to show you a little bit how it works. And just right before you came on stage, I was talking about the importance about the free choice, about the free will, and you came on stage and you showed the bag, you were kind of feeling you were doing the trick for everybody, you know. And then I created a small frustration, like maybe I'm not going to show you what is inside the other bag, and when you realized that you could have hurt your hand and pierced your hand, this is where you started to feel an emotions, any kind of emotions, and everybody felt it with you, you know. Maybe he was shocked, he was surprised, he was annoyance maybe, you know. And this is where I capture all your attention. And now that I got all your attention, full undivided attention, let me show you how you can adapt this approach to your event. So, of course, I'm sure you're all wondering, well, do I need to be a magician to do that? Well, the answer is no, you don't need to be a magician to do that. And a few months ago, okay, I'm sure everybody's watching the soccer right now, the football, World Cup. And a few months ago in Europe, we had the UEFA Champions Leagues, and the grand final was in Kiev, in Ukraine. And we got one of our clients, an automotive company, who gave me a call and he told me, like, listen, I'm going to organize a cocktail party with 1,000 people. It's in Kiev, it's right before the game, and we are inviting our top 1,000 clients. And we are a bit worried, how can we create some brand awareness? How can we connect the people with the brand just right before the game? And it was like, okay, we created 4 stages with 4 different performers, and let me playing at the same time during the cocktail, and let me show you one of them. So right there, we add an intention, a very clear and simple intention. We wanted the spectators, and yes, I'm using the word spectators, I will explain why in a few seconds. We wanted the spectators to feel they understood the future of the brand, they were on that stage, and they were kind of driving that car in the future, that high-tech car, and they were projecting themselves in the future. That was our intention. And their attention was our intention. Again, it's an emotional experience, and here we created a new reality that left an imprint on the spectator's mind by causing an emotional climax to connect the brand with the spectators. So you might have noticed I'm using the word spectators because I think we should consider our attendees more as spectators to bring them, to put them into a more stronger experience. I see a lot of brands considering their people as users or as maybe just attendees, and I think when you put them as spectators, the message is stronger. So think about your next event, and what is your intention? And what kind of emotion do you want to create? And at the end, what experience do you want to offer? So the question is like, how do you want to connect with your audience? And you remember at the beginning, I gave you a little envelope. Can you please grab that envelope? Remove the little rubber band around it. And okay, very slowly, I'm going to have a camera looking at my hand right now. You can come closer. I mean, feel free to come here. What's your name? Steve. Nice to meet you. Great. Okay, can you see my hand right there? So we got what we call right there. You can open it, do exactly what I'm doing. Be careful, it's a capture attention machine. It's very dangerous, okay? And if we look on the other side slowly, we have a lot of obstacles that we could encounter during events. So no interactions, no feedback, boring presentation. You can look at them one by one. No intention, zero emotions, no engagement. It's impossible, zero values. And also you might notice we have a white card, okay? So I'm going to look exactly very carefully because it's an experience we're all going to do together, so it's very important to follow what's happening. So look at me first. First, I'm going to ask you to turn around the values like that, turn over the deck, so you cannot see anymore all the obstacles, and you will put on the top of the deck your little white card. We also gave you a little pen, and I'm going to ask you to write on that white card the goal of your next event. If there's one very important goal, which is important for you, I will give you a few seconds for that. You will write that goal on the white card. Take your time. I mean, like, it's not necessary. I mean, do not cheat on your neighbors. I mean, like, you have your own event, unless they are not from the same country, it's fine. But just focus on your goal. I'll give you a few seconds for that. Okay. I think if you're done, you can just quickly raise your hand. Okay, we're only 5, 6. Okay, let's wait a few seconds. Okay, I give you like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay. Now you should put the little pen on your pocket and look at my hand, please, and look at the screen. Okay? So now you got your goal right there, and I'm going to ask you to turn the cards like that and leave it on the top of the deck. Okay? Perfect. So you cannot read anymore your goal. I'm going to ask you to take any card inside the deck, only one, and put it on the top of your card, on the top of the pile. Okay? You can do it again another time. You take another card from the deck and from the pile, and you put it on the top of the deck. Okay? Do you know what we are doing right now? We are losing your goal amongst obstacles. So, very carefully, on your lap right now, look at me. I do it first, and you will do it after me, okay? Look, you are going to count 1, 2, 3. I mean, go for it. 1, 2, 3. And you can keep going as much as you want. 4, 5. If you want to stop right there, you leave the rest of the card on the top of the pile, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you're done, maybe just you put the rest of the card on the top. You take your gun again, your pile again. Is that okay for everybody? Okay. And then today I want to take an action. I want to accomplish something with you, and we are going to take an action all together. So I'm going to do it first. We are going to take an action. Look, A-C-T-I-O-N, and you put the rest of the card on the top of your pile. So please do that on your lap. A-C-T-I-O-N, and you put the rest of the card on the top of your pile. Okay, so grab your deck, grab your pile, and a goal is very personal. So I mean, right now I'm going to ask you to spell your name. So I'm going to do it first. Look, V-I-N-C-E-N-T. If you have a ridiculously long name, I mean, just go until you run out of cards, and you put the rest of the card on the top of the pile again. Okay, great. And grab the deck, okay, on your hand like that. Okay, raise your hand if you're fine. If everything is okay, just raise your hand. Okay, excellent. Well, it's okay. So I'm just going to ask you to grab the first card on the top like that. Okay? I'm going to ask you to grab that one, and at 3, we're going to throw it in the air super high. I mean, I want you to touch the ceiling. Okay, are you ready for that? 1, 2, 3. Not bad, not bad. Then I'm going to ask you to take the next 3 one. You take the next 3 one like that, and you're going to throw them right in front of you, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Not bad. Not bad. Then I'm going to ask you to take the next 4 cards, okay? And I'm going to ask you to throw them on your back. Please do not stab the neighbor's eyes behind you, okay? Are you ready? 1, 2, and do not look at the last one. But just one thing I want you to know. When you focus on your goals, when you remove all your obstacles, this is where you capture attention. Can you have a look at the last card, please? So 4 key ingredients. Enjoy. I understand. So I know it's powerful. So I hope you are going to put that intention, that goal in action. So 4 key ingredients to capture people's attention and to engage your audience. So it's a recipe, it's like cooking. It's a recipe for me, and the recipe is always involve the audience, whatever it takes. It's not a question about budget. And if you have a $5 or $10 budget, you can involve the audience. Always add an important values, friendship, collaboration, sense of belonging. This is extremely important. And have an intention. Whatever it takes, whatever you're doing, just always have an intention. Your attention is my attention, and the opposite is the same. So create emotions. Always try to find a way how to create an emotion. Creating emotion is not difficult. The most important thing is to do it and to say, okay, what do I want to generate? And last but not least, the most important thing of the recipe is to do it with a lot of simplicity. If you do that with simplicity, then it will be easier. So, I know I like this quote, even if it's such a complicated way to talk. It's a complicated quote to talk about simplicity. So, this is my recipe. Thank you very much. Thank you.